Master Ryuho Okawa gave a lecture titled "The Earth Says, All You Need Is Love" in front of 14,000 audience on the 14th of December 2021 at Saitama Super Arena in Japan. The lecture was broadcast live to 3,500 locations around the world. It was the 3,369th lecture of Master Okawa. In the lecture, Master Okawa showed the direction that the human beings should move towards from now.
Master Okawa started the lecture with the story of Ame-no-Mioya-Gami, Japanese father god. Many people, including Japanese people, may not be familiar with the name of Ame-no-Mioya-Gami, but the appearance of Ame-no-Mioya-Gami now has a very significant meaning. Master Okawa teaches that the teaching of Ame-no-Mioya-Gami is the origin of Bushido in Japan. We think Bushido spirit is needed not only in Japan but also for the entire world now.
In fact, ideas similar to Bushido can be found in various areas of the world. For instance, there are commonalities between the spirits of Bushido and chivalry in Europe. I once heard that the president of a Japanese university said Japan and Iran share the spirit of Bushido. In this sense, the teachings of Ame-no-Mioya-Gami is not merely that of an ethnic god. He is the god who has appeared to teach people the universal teaching on what is right and wrong, in order to bring true justice and peace for the world. Ame-no-Mioya-Gami descended to earth, the land near Mount Fuji, about 30,000 years ago, from the Andromeda galaxy. It was the starting point of the Japanese civilization. However, the archipelago of Japan at that time was connected with Eurasian continent, and the teachings of Ame-no-Mioya-Gami spread to the continent too. This is the reason why the philosophies similar to Bushido are found in various areas of the world. This may be a quite new view of the history, but it's important to know the true history. We hope that Master Okawa will teach us more detailed teachings on this matter. Ame-no-Mioya-Gami taught to live as children of God, and Buddha means to live rightly. People's life in this world is very short, but this world is not the only world where human souls live. People are born into this world to train their souls. So, don't disgrace your souls while you are living in this world for a very short time.
Master Okawa also talked about Confucius, a well-known Chinese philosopher. Happy Science has no intention of criticizing Confucius himself, but Master Okawa said Confucius talked nothing about the spirit world. It's a good match with the materialistic thinking of China. This is the reason why China has been using Confucius for its propaganda. The Chinese government has been establishing Confucius Academy in various countries, as an educational institution which teaches Chinese language and culture. However, they don't teach Confucianism itself. Many countries have now started to doubt that Confucius Academy is China's tool for its propaganda. In fact, there are many governments which have ordered to close Confucius academies in their countries.
Happy science doesn't deny science and materialistic development. They are important elements in the modern world. However, it's wrong if people think that this word is the only word and live their lives based on that idea. People's faith has become weak, and materialistic and money-oriented thinking is overwhelming, not only in China, but also in the Western countries now. But the life after death does exist. There are many people who were rich and had high positions in this world, but end up in hell after their death. There are such journalists and scholars. Master Okawa said, more than 2,900 books, which he has published so far, would become falsehood if there's no spirit world. Master Okawa hates deceptions and lies the most. This is also an important element of Bushido.
The lack of Bushido spirits has been casting shadows over the international politics too. Master Okawa said, President Biden claimed that he would bring harmony and peace before becoming the president. Instead, he's actually been dividing the country, and the risk of war is intensifying. This is something that mass media don't report. Russia wasn't very hostile to the US when Mr. Trump was the president.
Master Okawa gave his messages to the Muslim nations too. Master said, why don't Islamic countries help the Muslims who are suffering in the concentration camps in Uyghur, despite the fact that they are their fellow Muslims? Many religious nations are now captured by China for economic reasons. In other words, many religious nations are captured by the economic power of the atheist nation. But in China, about 40% of the population is suffering from poverty. NHK, Japan Broadcasting Corporation, reported that about 40% of the Chinese population are living under the income of about $160 a month. But Master Okawa insisted that the true God has been teaching the way that people prosper through their own effort. Happy science teaches how to prosper in the truest sense. Under these chaotic circumstances, many people around the world are suffering. In order to overcome such hardships, it's very important for the people to know what is right and what is wrong. You can learn it through the teachings of happy science, including the teachings of Ame-no-Mioya-Gami.
Other topics in this lecture include the problem of the communism of Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong didn't study communism properly, and his communism was not genuine. Master also talked about the future of the relationship between Iran and Israel and the importance of democracy under the God. You will know the various risks that the entire world is facing now and how we can get over this difficult situation by watching this lecture. Please contact your nearest Happy Science location to watch this lecture. Master Okawa said, human beings can still be saved now. Please listen to the words of Master Ryuho Okawa.
See you next time.